What's good, y'all? I'm Jerry. About to check out 10 shocking secrets revealed by ex-WWE wrestlers after they were released. This video is by WrestleLamia. I know a few wrestlers once they left WWE, they was able to open up and share their last couple months within the company, such as Cody Rhodes did it before he left. CM Punk did it. He went on the podcast, on Colt Cabana's podcast, and revealed everything that happened within the last year and a half before he left. Ryback does it all the time, and many more. Mickie James did it, how they treated her after she left. Renee Young or Renee Paquette, she did it. John Moxley, Chris Jericho done talked about his experiences with WWE. So we about to see this 10 secrets revealed by former wrestlers, man. Let's go.
When an employee or wrestler leaves WWE, they're prone to taking part in interviews on podcasts, and during the course of these interviews, the former employee will usually reveal previously prohibited secrets in relation to WWE. These secrets can relate to undiscovered information about behind the scenes in WWE, cancelled creative plans, or even insane stories about Vince McMahon himself. Join us now as WrestleLamia looks at 10 huge secrets revealed by ex-WWE employees and wrestlers. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, WrestleLamia Shorts and WrestleLamia Hindi. Number 10, Vince McMahon's obsession with height. It's no secret that Vince McMahon prefers his wrestlers to be tall and muscular. However, until former WWE creative member Court Bauer appeared on Chris Jericho's podcast, it was never made clear how far McMahon's preference went. According to Bauer, during McMahon's feud with Donald Trump in 2007, McMahon was furious that Trump was wearing a coat that made him look taller than him.
Donald Trump was there, doing the angle of Vince, and one night we were doing some sort of in-ring deal with Trump and Vince, and it was cold because it wrote the lead up to WrestleMania, and Donald Trump has like that big winter jacket, and he's got he's 6'4", something like that, 6'3". He's kind of like a deceptively tall guy. So, they're doing a promo, and Vince and him are going like face to face as the Battle of the Billionaires thing goes down. And afterwards, we're in the limo, and Vince is just livid. Like, they get along great, but there's like that kindred spirit thing with them and everything. But he felt like Donald had intentionally showed him up. He's like, "Did you see that? He was wearing that jacket. Clearly his shoulder pads were stuffed. He was trying to look bigger. It was ridiculous." And he was like really hot about Trump trying to look bigger than him, and he just like connected.
Thanks to this snippet of backstage information, it looks like McMahon's preference for taller, larger-than-life wrestlers stemmed from his own insecurities. Number 9, perverted ways and blackmail. When Nia Jax was released from WWE, she revealed a ton of information about her time in the company, and most of the stories she shared were insanely negative and concerning. In a random tweet, Jax would simply imply that WWE higher-ups are perverts, and certain employees in the company use blackmail to keep their jobs. The full tweet read, "It's a shame some people deserve to get the opportunity to shine like the star they really are, but unfortunately certain higher-ups can never see past their own perverted ways. Too bad there aren't any lucky ones who can use blackmail to keep their jobs."
Random tweet.
Obviously, it's worth stating that Jax's comments should be taken with a grain of salt, but nevertheless, it makes for some interesting yet concerning backstage tea. Number 8, Triple H's pushback. In 2008, Jeff Hardy's popularity had truly skyrocketed, and WWE had no choice but to pull the trigger on Hardy finally winning the top prize in the company. Whilst a lot of staff members in WWE were on board with this, one notable wrestler was against the idea.
Triple H.
According to former WWE writer Freddie Prinze Jr., WWE received pushback from the Game Triple H, questioning if Hardy was truly ready to win the title. Triple H would even raise the question if they could even trust Hardy, which was a clear reference to his personal demons. Eventually, Vince McMahon was convinced that Hardy should indeed become WWE champion, but this backstage story from Freddie Prinze Jr. doesn't exactly paint Triple H in the best light. Number 7, banned words. During the WrestleMania 35 rewatch tweet-along, former WWE writer Dave Schilling tweeted an image of a list of words that were outright banned in WWE. These words range from the likes of belt to other phrases such as "here we go" and "number one contender." These banned words usually related to wrestler promos, but also applies to the announcers, and deviating away from this mandate would notoriously land talent.
They couldn't say "number one contender"
himself. Fans were quick to call this out for being totally ridiculous.
Wow.
The style of micromanagement has slowly been fizzled out thanks to Triple H taking over WWE Creative. Number 6, the exploitation of Eddie Guerrero's
Yeah, that
passing.
sucked right there.
The WWE received major backlash in 2006 when Eddie Guerrero's passing was used to further an angle between Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton. During this infamous feud, Guerrero would be heavily mentioned, and at one point Orton would even claim that Guerrero was in hell. Corbauer revealed in an interview with Wrestling Inc. that Vince McMahon was heavily pushing for Orton to say a line related to Guerrero being in hell, and McMahon's forcefulness in relation to the Guerrero dialogue was one of the reasons why he wanted to leave. No one was on board, but Vince kept pushing for it, and he just kept doing it, week after week. It kind of gave it the whole holy water coating thing of being kosher, mixing religious expressions and butchering it at that. Basically, he made it illegit in his mind by saying that Eddie was up there right now laughing because he loved things like that. He'd be totally on board for stuff like this. How can you say that? It's just a way of saying something that made it feel less of a cold, evil thing.
Why, man?
It's one of those things I disagreed on and everyone in the room disagreed on. We all wish we could have done more, but we weren't. We all volleyed it. You sure we could keep it more subtle? No, he wouldn't even go for more subtle. So there was nothing we could do, and it was a terrible feeling, and it was one of the first flags that
you don't want to lose your job, everything.
Now, it's worth noting
the final say-so goes to Vince.
Of using Guerrero in this
all
manner,
times,
but
still to this day.
reportedly insisted that Orton simply did his job. Number 5, not being allowed to eat.
Whoa.
Vince McMahon held high standards when it came to his employees.
Well, you can't sneeze around
We all
him.
know that McMahon hated people coughing and sneezing
Yeah.
as he believed it made people weak. But McMahon's bizarre rules for his employees went one step further, according to former WWE writer Dominic Cota. Cota would claim that meetings at WWE HQ would go on all day, and McMahon would happily eat in front of his staff. However, the crazy thing was that the staff members weren't permitted to eat anything. That's right, McMahon made his staff members go all day without food, which could no doubt have led to McMahon being sued countless times over. Number 4, WWE has a fundamental racism
I never knew that.
Legendary wrestler Gail Kim has spoken candidly in relation to her experiences of racism during her time in WWE. According to Kim, WWE reserved in hiring Kim simply because she was Asian. Kim claims that McMahon didn't believe Asian women were attractive, and McMahon had to be convinced that the Asian demographic was strong in the adult entertainment industry. In shocking fashion, Kim actually began to make herself appear more white in order to obtain TV time. Kim would reveal this during an interview on Lillian Garcia's podcast, as she revealed,
"Office, like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here because I do everything you guys ask me to do, and like, I got to the point where I'm like, am I too Asian? Like, I was literally highlighting my hair near the end to become more white. I didn't know what to do at that point. Right. That's why I left, because I'm like, I know I have more to give to this business, and you hired me back for a reason. You know, I did do something, and you brought me back for a reason. Right. So I just felt really, I don't know, suppressed. I felt very suppressed.
Wow.
Number 3, Vince McMahon knows he's out of touch.
So he knows it. He still does it on purpose.
Before Vince McMahon finally took a step back was that he was out of touch. McMahon didn't truly grasp what the modern wrestling fans wanted, and it seemed like McMahon either simply didn't care what the fans wanted, or he believed he knew best. In a fascinating insight into the mind of McMahon, when Matt Hardy left WWE in 2020, he revealed that McMahon outright admitted that he's out of touch with modern wrestling. McMahon revealed that if the Ultimate Deletion match between Bray Wyatt and Hardy was well received, then he is without question out of touch. McMahon's reaction to hearing Hardy expose this was no doubt hostile and was probably damaged McMahon's perception of Hardy for the foreseeable future.
Wow.
Number 2, CM Punk exposes WWE.
Yep. The infamous podcast.
Colt Cabana's podcast in 2014, it sent shockwaves throughout the wrestling world. Punk revealed a ton of backstage secrets, and the main point of his expose was that WWE, specifically Vince McMahon, didn't care about their wrestlers. Punk would discuss how poorly certain talents are treated and how the payoffs for big matches are disproportionate. Punk would also state that he was asked to work hurt several times throughout his career, and he would even reveal that he had a staph infection which could have killed him, yet he was still forced to wrestle. Punk's burial of the company was so noteworthy and damaging that it led to a heated lawsuit between Punk and WWE doctor Chris Amann. Amann would attempt to sue Punk for defamation, but Amann was unsuccessful.
Damn.
And number 1, exploiting Roman Reigns' illness.
Yeah, 2018.
WWE's decision to turn Dean Ambrose heel the same night that Roman Reigns announced that his leukemia had returned was vastly inappropriate. But things went from bad to worse when they began to use Reigns' illness during the storyline between Ambrose and Seth Rollins, and 99% of the fans believed this to be too far.
Ambrose hated this
According
segment.
to Ambrose himself, Vince McMahon wanted him to say one of the most disturbing lines possible. During Ambrose's appearance on Talk Is Jericho, McMahon wanted him to say a line that was so bad that he outright refused to say it. Ambrose claimed that there was a line so horrific that WWE would have instantly lost sponsorship deals. There would have been several rumors surrounding what that line was, but it's never been outright confirmed by Ambrose or anyone in WWE.
Thank goodness.
Nevertheless, what this ultimately highlights is that there is nothing that McMahon won't exploit to further a storyline or grab a cheap TV rating. There you have it, folks. 10 secrets revealed by ex-WWE employees and...
Alright, y'all, great video, man. Let me know down below in the comments on what y'all thought of my reaction to the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.